Good morning. I'm Danielle Shenk in the 1011 Now Alert Center. Today, we're talking about a new effort to make Lincoln's roads safer for everyone. It's called Safe Streets Lincoln, a part of a nationwide vision of zero movement. And joining us now is Roberto Partida with Lincoln Transportation and Utilities. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So we'll start right from the beginning. What is Safe Streets Lincoln?
Yeah, so Safe Streets Lincoln is really the city's traffic safety initiative that aligns with the national movement for Vision Zero. And what that really means is it's all about eliminating traffic fatalities and serious injury crashes all throughout Lincoln. This movement recognizes that fatal and serious injury crashes are preventable, and it's in having safer streets, safer speeds, and safer policies working together to protect all road users in Lincoln. That's really what the core of Safe Streets Lincoln is.
Absolutely. And so zero fatalities, that's a big goal. So why is it important for the city to put together a Vision Zero action plan to accomplish that?
Yeah, we at the city, we continue to prioritize the safety and well-being of all road users, whether you are driving, walking, biking, or riding transit on our city streets. However, despite strong progress over the past decade, we believe Lincoln can achieve even safer outcomes. This action plan is a comprehensive, action-oriented plan that identifies safety priorities, it outlines solutions, and it sets a clear course towards eliminating those traffic fatalities and serious injuries on our streets.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about how this all kind of came together and how this initiative is going to be funded.
Yeah, so back in 2023, the city of Lincoln received a $400,000 federal grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation's Safe Streets and Roads for All program. And then we also had an additional $100,000 local match to develop the Vision Zero action plan. This funding supported the data safety analysis work, community engagement, and then also the creation of our community and city task forces that truly help shape what the Vision Zero action plan looks like for the city.
And so it sounds like a lot of progress. Lincoln has already seen some improvements in traffic safety, correct?
Correct, yes. Over the last 10 years, Lincoln has seen a reduction in fatal and serious injury crashes by roughly 50%, and that's based on data from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. We are proud of the work that we have already done, whether it's constructing roundabouts, implementing multimodal improvements like high visibility crosswalks or bike lanes, and then the creation of robust safety programs like our Safe Routes to School program. Those elements are all components that contribute to the safety of all road users here in Lincoln.
Yeah, a lot of progress in the last 10 years. What's new with this plan? What are some of the key strategies when it comes to all of this?
Yeah, there are 4 focus areas with this action plan. They are safer streets, which really is looking at how do we build upon those proven design and operational strategies, whether those are proven safety countermeasures as identified through the Federal Highway Administration. We have safer mobility, which is all about ensuring that our transportation system is truly safe for all road users. In addition, safer people. What that means really, it's all about education and enforcement for safe user behaviors. In the action plan, we identified user behavior as being a key component. Distracted driving, speeding. Those are things that we can really combat through education and enforcement. So that's a really important thing that I want to highlight. And then the last focus area is safer outcomes. And what that really means, it's all about monitoring progress over time to really ensure safer outcomes, and then more importantly, have that transparency from us at the city.
And so are there specific areas that you guys are looking at that Lincoln could see some changes to first?
Yes, of course. So the action plan identifies 19 potential safety projects, and that list can actually be found in the action plan, which is now up on our website at lincoln.ne.gov/safe streets. With those 19 potential safety projects, the vast majority of those are on arterial streets. So really looking at locations where we have higher traffic, higher speeds. That's kind of our focus right now.
Right. And so obviously this wasn't done alone with LTU. Who helped kind of shape this plan?
Yeah, from the start, from the get-go, community engagement is at the core of all the work that I do and we at the city do. And so we knew that community engagement had to be at the heart of this plan. And so with that, we created 2 task forces to help us from the initial steps of the planning process all the way to developing this plan. And those 2 task forces are the community task force and then the city task force, where we had participants really ranging from, the Malone Community Center, the Asian Community and Cultural Center, Bryan Health, Lincoln Public Schools, from the city side, LTU, of course, LPD, LFR, Aging Partners, and so many more. And then outside of those 2 task forces, we also engaged with community members through attending a myriad of community events, hosted an open house, and also created a couple of online surveys to really hear from community members across the city.
Safe Streets Lincoln sounds like it's been in the works for quite a while. When did this kind of get established? I mean, you guys have, as you've talked about, task forces and community input. So this is taken some time.
It's definitely taken a little bit of time. That you're not wrong there. The genesis of all this was truly when we were awarded that the federal grant to pursue the creation of our own comprehensive safety action plan, so our Vision Zero action plan. That really is at the core of the Safe Streets Lincoln initiative. In having an action plan in hand, that sets us up perfectly to pursue federal funding for safety projects, as well as other type of grants, in having a action plan that showcases the type of strategies and projects that we want to pursue as a city.
And so you've gotten a little bit of funding and the plan is approved, but now you're looking maybe for additional funding to help carry out this plan in full.
Correct. In fact, I actually just got an email from the U.S. Department of Transportation saying that this year's grant from Safe Streets and Roads for All has just gone live. So breaking news, everyone.
Yeah, how fun.
So yes, we at the city will be pursuing a implementation grant. So what that really means is just of those 19 projects, which one of those can we highlight and then put into that grant to hopefully be successfully chosen to implement.
Right. And so, you've had help from task force community. How can the community continue to keep helping out?
Yeah. With community members, this is Safe Streets Lincoln, in my opinion, its success really is in getting the word out. The more people that we have knowing what this initiative is, the better. So that's step 1. Step 2 is recognizing that traffic safety, it impacts all of us. And so it's important that we, as users of the transportation system, we can do user behavior things to be safer out in the streets, whether it's slowing down when we're going through a school zone. Our phones, we are glued to them, and I've been guilty of it, but making sure that we are not distracted when driving. That is a huge component of crashes here in Lincoln, and so being cognizant of that is paramount. And another key piece and something that we hear a lot is speeding. So it's on us as a collective to obey those speed limits and really stay alert and avoid distractions, and more importantly, with our vulnerable road users, so those pedestrians and bicyclists, share the road, be respectful, make eye contact, be visible. Like all of those little things that feel
Yeah.
make such a huge impact. And that is how we get to zero fatalities and serious injuries.
Yeah, so starting some good habits. I think when they've talked about how bad cell phones can be, and you're so glued to them, put them in the back seat. Then you're not going to be tempted to look at them if they're in the back seat, maybe even in the trunk. Because what do you need it for?
Why not?
Unless if it's GPS. But there are settings on phones to do not disturb, things like that. So creating some good habits is definitely a way to get this Safe Streets Lincoln really off the ground. How can people learn more about this Safe Streets? What's the website that we were talking about here again?
Yeah, the city of Lincoln has a Safe Streets Lincoln website, which anyone can take a gander at by going to lincoln.ne.gov/safe streets. On that website is where you can find our City Council approved Vision Zero action plan that really goes into detail with a lot of the stuff that we hear discussed. And then that's where folks can, stay up to date as we continue moving forward with this.
Awesome. And so is there anything else that you want to add about Safe Streets Lincoln?
Just that we, again, as I mentioned earlier, community engagement is a key piece, and that will continue to be a component. And so, we will continue to update folks as we move forward. And
is that through like open houses or just like interviews like this?
I would say it's a mixture of all of the above, not just open houses, but I'm a huge proponent rather of going to where community members are. So if we have those relationships with neighborhoods or different community organizations, being invited to those events and having a table there to just have those conversations, to learn or to hear their lived experiences and how they navigate our transportation system, that's important. That's what we're looking for, because data only tells us so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And so again, just a quick little look at the goal of what Safe Streets Lincoln is, and some improvements, part of a national movement as well. So thanks so much for joining us here today, Roberto.
Thank you so much.
All right. Again, you can learn more about Safe Streets Lincoln at lincoln.ne.gov/safe streets. So you can stay tuned to our website as well. Follow us on social media and download our Roku app for the latest news of the day from our newsroom to wherever you are. We'll see you on the next stream.
1011 News is everywhere. Download our smart TV apps and follow us on social media at 1011 News.